I'm Miss Dorinda, and welcome to my ministry page. It's time for another lesson. Only this really ain't going to be a lesson. This is a story. I'm going to read you a story that I wrote 3 or 4 years ago. It's about the Wilson family and their adventures as they lived in the mountains of western North Carolina near the turn of the century. And I don't mean this past century, I mean the one before that. Around the early 1900s, that's when this story takes place in the mountains of western North Carolina. Oh, by the way, did you see that? 61 days till Christmas! Wow, we've got a lot to do to celebrate. We'll talk some more about that as we get a little closer to Thanksgiving. But for right now, let's see what's going on with That's Life with the Wilsons, the challenges of life in the mountains. All right. So this is all about the Wilsons of western North Carolina. And the family is Dorthy, Ben, Clyde, Wade, Elsie, Cora and Ella, Oscar, and Mattie. Now, this story took place a long time ago, probably before any of y'all were born. It was back when there wasn't no light in the house unless it came from the fireplace or from candlesticks. And the toilet? Well, that was down the path out back and downwind. That means that the outhouse was set so that when the wind blew, you couldn't smell anything that was supposed to be out of the house in the house. Elsie's mama said that was off-putting, and she'd already made Pa move that outhouse more than once. If Ma got even a whiff of anything that was supposed to be out whilst she was in, well, that was a problem. And Pa was going to be moving that outhouse again. Just so you know, Pa's name was Benjamin. And he was named after Jacob's last son in the Bible. Because, well, his mom and daddy was God-fearing people, and Ben was the youngest boy in the family, just like Jacob's son Benjamin. Now, Ma's name, that was Dorothy, and she was the prettiest girl in all of western North Carolina when Pa stole her heart and took her off down in the mountains to raise a family. You see, Dorothy was from Asheville, and most of the folks around home thought she was just a little bit full of herself. But Ben loved her, and she loved him, and that was that. They had just finished building the house, and Pa had already moved that outhouse once when their oldest boy, Clyde, came along. They was overjoyed to be the parents of such a strong boy. But little did they know that he had a mischievous spirit that would keep them a-hopping for years to come. You know, mischievous means that he was always into something, and he was never, ever still. Now, Ma was a church-going woman, and she was sitting in the pew every Sunday morning unless she or one of the young'uns was sick, or the weather was just too bad to walk in. You see, the church was a ways off from the house. That means it was a little more than a mile as the crow flies. But Dorothy was determined that her family was going to learn to trust and obey the Lord. And that was her favorite song, too. You could hear her as she was rocking a baby or fixing supper, or especially if she is doing laundry. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus. than to trust and obey. She believed it, and she lived it. As time went on, the Lord blessed Dorthy and Ben with more children. First there was Wade, then sweet little Elsie came along, and after a time there was the twins, Cora and Ella. Now their birth was a story to behold. They was born on Christmas Day, and Dorthy was never happier nor closer to death. When the doctor finally got there, he was surprised at the two beautiful baby girls that he found. And the mama, who was tending to a scraped knee that was brought on by Clyde, who was running to get Ben so he could behold the two babies that God had sent to them. Because they all knew there was no stork, and that every new little brother or sister was a special gift to them from God, and they were thankful. Did you know that you're a special gift from God? And He loves you very, very much. Back to the story. Oh, you know, even when those twins got a little older, and they were always into everything, their older brothers and sisters were still thankful to God for them. Ma taught them all that God made every one of them special, and that they was every one made in His image. Even when they looked like they'd been rolled in a mud hole, God still loved them, and she did too. Let me see. Hold on here. I'm about to forget. Let's see. Clyde, Wade, Elsie, Cora, and Ella. Oh yeah! Oscar came along when the twins were 2 years old. And the doctor told Ma that there would be no more babies after that. And everyone was very sad. But they trusted God just like Ma taught them to. And after about 3 years, God gave Ma and Pa and all their young'uns the best, most special gift ever. They named her Martha, after Lazarus' sister in the Bible, because that was the Sunday school lesson that they was on when she was born, and Ma let the kids pick the name out for their precious baby sister. But they all thought that Martha was way too big a name for this teeny tiny baby, so everybody called her Mattie. I think that covers all the introductions. Well, excepting for the hound dogs, Leviticus and Deuteronomy. And between them, they had numbers of pups. That is, you see, Deuteronomy was a girl. But the kids were learning the first 5 books of the Bible when the hound dogs came along. And Ma thought it might help their memorization if the dogs were named after 2 of the books. The chickens didn't have no names, 'cause Pa said if you named your chickens, they didn't lay as well. And it made it harder when Sunday dinner came around to be frying up a friend. The cow was Esther, and the goats were Billy and Bonnie. Pigs didn't have no names for the same reason that the chickens didn't. And besides, them pigs was mean, and Ma didn't want nobody in that pig pen. She said it was too close to an open outhouse for her liking, and she didn't want her young'uns running around smelling like pig slop. Unfortunately, and to Clyde's despair, this did not keep him from having to feed the pigs once he got old enough. Pa said every one of his young'uns was going to learn to work and help the family out. Why, even the twins had chores from the time they was 2 years old. They helped Ma fold the clothes, 'cause Ma said anybody could learn to fold a wash rag, and she taught them their shapes whilst they folded. Have you ever seen a triangle-shaped wash rag? Something to behold. Ma said that doing chores for the family was just another way of showing love. Just like God showed His love for us when He sent His Son Jesus to live here on earth and suffer through the same kinds of things that we do every day. One day, Clyde asked Ma if Jesus had to slop the pigs, just as Pa was coming in for supper. And Pa gave Clyde a sharp look and answered before Ma could. Well, this surprised all of them. Pa said, "Nope, Jesus never did slop no pigs, 'cause Jewish families ain't allowed to have pigs." It was then that Clyde thought that conversion might be a good option. But Ma told him just to get them there thoughts out of his mind, less'n he wanted to live the rest of his life bacon-free. And none of us want to live like that. And certainly not Clyde. It switched him up quick. We did think about what Ma said about God loving us so much that He gave His only Son, Jesus, to come to earth and suffer the pains of everyday life. You know, Wade wondered if Jesus ever stumped his toe, and Mama assured him that she thought he probably did. And then He had to suffer being whipped and dying on a cross so that we can all talk to God and go to heaven when we leave this life. Why, Ma said that was true love, and even Pa agreed. Little did they know that their love was going to be tested in the not-too-distant future when Oscar made one misstep and found himself at the bottom of an old well. He hollered and hollered and hollered, but nobody heard him, and nobody came. And before long, it started getting dark, and Oscar started getting scared. He didn't know what to do, and he couldn't get out. And then he heard the panthers cry. And we're going to find out what happens to Oscar next week. And I want you to remember that this week, Jesus loves you, and I love you. And I know Halloween's coming up, so be kind to people. And remember, we're 61 days to Christmas. So, be obedient to your parents and love on those around you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time on Miss Dorinda's Ministry page. Bye!